Morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would take a look at embossing folders because I actually had a request because she was a little bit confused about how you get different sized embossing folders to go through the various cutting machines and embossing machines. So obviously I'm going to be concentrating on our cut and emboss machines. We have two of them. We have this dinky little mini cutting machine, so cute, and we also have, oh hang on a minute, let me bring it up here, and we also have this one. So we have like a mini and a maxi. Aren't they cute? Hopefully they're actually in the picture here. Let's move them down a bit. Okay, so let me pop that down there, this one over here, and explain to you what comes with them. So we'll actually start off with the small one because it's a lot easier to move around, being so tiny. So the mini one comes with a base plate like this. It also comes with two cutting plates. So you've got a number 1 on there, you've got a number 2 on both of these. It also comes with a number 3 and a number 4. So this one is, I've written on mine because I wasn't going to necessarily remember, even though I could just look at the sides of them. That one is for standard embossing folders, and this one is for 3D embossing folders, which I'll go through in a moment with you. But basically when you're using them, you would just want to use the base and this. You wouldn't be using any of these when you're using them. And you'll notice that there's quite a significant difference in the thickness between the two of them. So obviously this one is for the embossing folders that are a lot thinner, and then this one's for the fatter ones. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this little guy to one side. So that's what comes with the mini. The maxi, or the normal size cut and emboss machine, looks like this. Opens up like this, the same as the mini one does. And then this comes with different plates as well. So let's just fold it back away again and tell you what plates it comes with. So you're going to find this comes with a base plate like this, and then it also comes with an extra plate, which is what you use for when you're doing cutting like the thin dies. So I should just show you what I mean. Hang on a minute, what did I do with those other bits? There they are. So the thin metal dies like this is what I'm talking about. If you're using thin metal dies, you want to have that plate, then you want to have one of these ones. You want your thin metal, well, you want your material that you're cutting, so your paper, then your thin metal die, and then one of these on top, and the whole thing goes through and it cuts out what you want it to. And again, I'll show you that in a minute. And then this one is for when you're using your embossing folders. So then you use with standard embossing folders and use with 3D embossing folders, and it kind of shows you what setup to use. So I'm pretty sure when you're doing, I'm just trying to remember how I do my standard embossing folders. I don't think I've got any larger standard embossing folders, which is probably why I don't do much with this one when I'm using it. Looks to me like you're doing, it does tell you on the thing, but it looks to me like when you use a standard embossing folder, you want, I should probably just start showing you. All right. These pages here actually have all our embossing folders, and you'll notice that some of them say 3D and some of them just don't. And I actually have a lot of 3D ones and not too many of the non-3D ones, but I do have these ones here which are not 3D, so I'm going to be showing you those. Let's just pop that away. Okay, so you've got, hopefully you can see this, 3D, non-3D. So if I just sandwich those in between my fingers, you'll probably see the difference in the thickness of them. So the 3D ones are a lot thicker than the plain ones. Right, let's grab, I'll go with this machine, seeing as it's up here. Oh, and look at this. Before I get rid of it, wow. Did you know that during November you can actually join Stamping Up for only $130 and you can pick $235 of products, which I think is incredible. So if you love crafting and you know that you're going to keep buying stuff, then why not think about joining, because you're going to get a 20% discount on your goodies after you've joined. And, you know, hey, buying $235 of products and only paying $130, who wouldn't? So let me know if you're interested and you want any more details. Right, let me find some paper, because, you know, that's always a good idea. Let's just grab out some paper there. I'm just going to cut myself up a couple of bits. So if I cut it to 7, then that'll give me 3 sheets out of this. So I've just taken my sheet of A5 and cut it into 3, which is at 7 centimeters. All right, let's go for it. All righty, so you want this one. You don't want this one when you're using this big machine. And we'll go with the 3D embossing first. So 3D folder, you pop your paper in, and always make sure that the fold edge goes into the die cut machine first. Okay, so we pop that down, we put this one on top, and you send it through. There should be a little bit of resistance, but not a huge amount of resistance. If it's a real struggle to get it to go through, then you're probably doing it wrong. That's helpful, isn't it? So there is my first one. Now hopefully you'll be able to see that it goes quite deep with the actual embossing, and it gives it different layers of embossing, the 3D folders do. So then we'll go with one of the plain embossing folders, and it's not plain in the pattern, but it's not a 3D one. So it says on here that you use these 2 pieces with this one. So we'll pop that on, and we'll pop that one down on top of it, and we'll send that through. And again, it should have that slight resistance to it as it goes through. That way you know it's pressing it down. So this time you'll see that you can kind of see the difference in this. You'll see that this is kind of a uniform emboss, all the same depth all the way through, whereas this one embosses sort of like some little bits, it debosses other bits, and so on. So you'll actually see that it ends up embossed on the other side when it debosses. So that's what the difference between these 2 different sorts of folders are. So we'll just pop that to one side. And I wanted to show you some of the other sorts of embossing folders that we have too. So let's put those ones to one side. So they also come in different sizes. Let's just pop that one to one side for the moment. So you'll see that you've got the smaller embossing folders like this, and then you've got the 6x6 embossing folder. The only ones that will go through my little mini one are the smaller ones like this, because they will fit. These ones, even this size, is too big to fit in that. So it's really beautiful if you know that you've only got small dies and small embossing folders, and it's so handy and light to take away with you. But if you know that you're going to be using bigger dies and bigger embossing folders, I would say go with the large one. So these ones are both 3D ones. I don't have any larger ones that are straightforward embossing folders, I'm afraid, so I can't actually show you those, but they fit nicely through this, as you'll see. You know, it's got the same width, and obviously that one's good. So that is your standard front of a card, and they do just about fit the standard front of a card, which is fantastic, those ones. So it's probably easier to see when you open it up, actually. So you'll see that it does fit completely on there. The little ones obviously don't fit a standard size card completely. They would only fit sort of like a portion of the card. But that's okay, because potentially you might want to just have that and then sit it on top of there. So that's, you know, they've all got their uses. The next thing I wanted to also show you was that some of our embossing folders also have dies that match them as well. So, oh, what have I done with that? There's also a stamp set that goes with this as well. So potentially, I don't know whether you can see this die in here, but it has these amazing shells. So you got this big conch shell, and I have no idea what the other shells are called, but there you go. So what you can do is, this fits onto here. So you'll see that that actually fits there, and it cuts the whole thing out. I will show you. So what I would do is I would be cutting out this first. So let me show you. So when you're doing the cutting out of this first, you also need this base plate. So you've got your base, and so you've got number 1, number 2, and number 3, basically. So if you're going with this system, it does make it nice and easy, because you can just go, oh yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Let's see whether we can fit that. It does fit quite nicely onto your little A6 sheet, which is the front of your card, basically. So again, there should be a little bit of resistance as you put anything through your big shot, because then that way you'll know that it's actually doing what it's meant to be doing. So there we go. We've now got those. I'm just going to push those little pieces out there, and that one. So we end up with that, and we can take these pieces away now, because we're not going to be using those. Put those over there, get rid of our rubbish. And then this one here will now fit. Which way is the best way of doing this? Potentially that way, because I can see it better in that light. So that should now fit straight into there. Flip it down. Again, make sure that that is facing the machine. And this time you want the embossing part. And apparently that is determined to keep coming down. Let's go and put it on the other side. So again, a little bit of resistance there. And it comes out like that. How cool is that? If you wanted this stamped, you would do it in the middle. So what you would do is you would, no you wouldn't. Hang on 1 minute. Let me actually find the stamp set, because then that'll make things a lot clearer. What have I done with it? Oh my goodness, Heather. Okay, so here it is. So what you would actually do is you would cut out, first of all, wherever my little cutter went to. So you'd do the cutting out first off, and then you would stamp these images into their different bits. Because they're photopolymer, you can actually see exactly where you're going to be stamping them. So you'd stamp those bits in, and then you would emboss it, and that would give you a stamped and embossed and cut image like that, which I think is really, really amazing. There's a couple of these sort of things in the catalogue, You kind of have to hunt them out a little bit. This is the only one of its kind that I've got because I absolutely love it. Just think it's so gorgeous. So, well, that was kind of it today. That was, I'm hoping that that's a useful sort of like expose on embossing folders for you and how you fit them in. I might just quickly show you them in the little machine. Let's put that one down here. And then we can bring this one through. So I could just, where's my, oh actually, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have another piece of cardstock here. Let's just go with a bit, there it is, that'll do it. Gonna have to cut it down. But of course. All right, let's cut it down to 7. Seeing as I know the other one that I've got is 7. Okay. So if we are going with the same 2 embossing folders, we've got for the 3D embossing folder. So pop that in, close it down. Remember that the fold goes towards that, and you pick the one that says 3D in my case, or number 4 in your case, because you know I wrote it on there. So, and again, you're going to get the little bit of resistance, and it's so cute, this machine. Just feel like I'm playing with a little tiny toy when I use it. So there we go, and you'll see that it embosses it exactly the same. And using the standard embossing folder, then we want to use number 3, which is why I have written standard embossing folder on this. And oh, grab my little standard embossing folder. Actually, you know what? I might show you the one that goes with this. So it's actually part of a pair. So when you get the small ones, they tend to be part of a pair. So this is one of them, and that's the other one. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. So I might just show it to you because it's so pretty. Standard embossing folder, there it is. Probably should have shown you the other one of the other one. So that is the other one that comes in that particular set. Sorry, just realized that I'm probably holding it down where you can't see it. And that one there is the one that comes with the snowflakes, which is a really cool one that has lots of greenery equivalent on it. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our ultra special one. Oh, what else can I tell you about while you're here? So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please do so, because that way I can update you and let you know sort of what's going on in the world as far as Stampin' Up goes, any specials that are coming out, that sort of thing. And if I'm doing any classes that you can either get sent to you, or if you're near me you can come along to the classes, all that sort of thing. And yeah, I hope that you do sign up to my newsletter, because you know I enjoy sending them out to you guys. And come and join me again next Saturday. Do share the love with this video, so share it around, and I'll see you then. Bye.